Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn the last topic of the chapter, physical and chemical changes. So what is our topic for today? Our topic for today is crystallization. So in this topic what we are going to learn, first of all we will learn about the definition of crystallization, what is basically crystallization is, what kind of change it is, why the crystallization is being done, and then we will perform or we will learn about an activity to obtain pure copper sulfate crystals from an impure sample. So let's proceed. Now, as we all know that seawater contains salt dissolved in it, isn't it? And that is why it makes the seawater salty, right? Now, in our previous class, what we have learned that the salt, it can be separated from seawater by the process of evaporation, right? Now this process of evaporation, it is not at all a perfect technique for the process of this salt separation. Okay, now why? Because number one, the soluble impurities do not get removed in the process of evaporation of salt solution, because the soluble impurities, what happens, it gets evaporated, right? So the salt obtained by evaporation, it is not at all pure. Number two is that the crystals of salt obtained by the process of evaporation are very small. That means it is what? It is powdery in texture, right? And the shape, it is also cannot be seen clearly. Basically, if you take a small amount of common salt which is available in your kitchen, okay, what you will find? You will find that the particles are crystalline in shape. They are not at all amorphous, that is powdered, isn't it? Similarly, the other salt which are used for the laboratory purpose, they have also got the crystal structure. Crystal structure means what? They have got certain edges, 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 right? Now, large crystals of pure substances can be obtained from their solution by the process of crystallization. Okay, so we can say that the solid substances, they are usually purified by the process of crystallization. Okay, and this crystallization, it is what? It is a process of physical change. This is not at all a chemical change, right? So what is crystallization? The process of cooling a hot concentrated solution of a substance to obtain crystal is known as what? Is known as crystallization. Okay, so why it is being done? The process of crystallization, it is done to obtain the large crystals of a pure solid substance from the impure solid substance. Okay, this is the main aim or main goal for the process of crystallization. Again, I am repeating why crystallization is being done. The process of crystallization, it is used to obtain the large crystals of a pure solid substance from the impure solid substance, right? Now, this impure solid substances, it usually contains two type of impurities. What are the two types of impurities? Number one, the insoluble impurities. Number two, the soluble impurities. Okay, how the insoluble impurities are removed? They are removed by filtering its solution. Okay, and whereas the soluble impurities, how it is removed? It is removed by the process of crystallization. Okay, now for example, now we will perform an activity where you will able to see that how large crystals of pure copper sulfate can be obtained from an impure sample of copper sulfate powder by the process of crystallization. Copper sulfate, you all know that it is a kind of salt. Its color is what? Its color is blue, bright blue. Okay, so let's begin with the activity. How to obtain pure copper sulfate crystals from an impure sample. Now for this, what you have to do, you have to take a beaker, okay, and in the beaker, suppose if you take a 200 ml beaker, now in that you take 100 ml of water, okay, in a beaker, and pour few drops of sulfuric acid into that water. Okay, that means in a beaker you take 100 ml of water and add some dilute sulfuric acid to it, right? Now put this beaker over a burner. Okay, now heat the water. Okay, heat this water which is mixed with sulfuric acid till it boils. Okay, Then what you have to do, then you have to add that copper sulfate powder. That means the impure copper sulfate powder you have to keep on adding. Okay, keep on adding slowly to the hot water with constant stirring. Constantly you have to stir it. All of you know in class 6 you have read what is saturated solution, isn't it? So over here also what you have to do, you have to continue adding the copper sulfate powder till you get the saturated solution of copper sulfate. Okay, saturated solution of copper sulfate. Saturated solution means where no more copper sulfate can be added to it. One more thing we have learnt in class 6, that heat increases what the saturation point, isn't it? So over here, since the water is boiling, so obviously what will happen, the saturation point will be increased, but then also there will be a limit, isn't it? So you have to keep on adding slowly the copper sulfate, impure copper sulfate powder into that water till you obtain the saturated solution of copper sulfate, isn't it? Okay, next what you have to do, next you have to filter the hot saturated solution of copper sulfate to remove the insoluble impurities. As we all know that insoluble impurities, they can be removed by the process of filtration, right? Now the insoluble impurities are being removed. Okay, next what you have to do, now you allow the hot and concentrated solution of copper sulfate to cool down. Okay, allow it to cool down in room temperature. Okay, and do not disturb it while cooling. Okay, now after some time what you will find, that the large copper sulfate crystals are lying at the bottom of the beaker. Okay, next what you have to do, you have to separate those copper sulfate crystals from the solution by filtration, and then you have to dry it up, right? The soluble impurities which are present in the copper sulfate, it does not crystallize. Okay, and hence what happens, it remains behind the solution. Here you can see the picture. Over here you see that a beaker with hot concentrated copper sulfate solution, it is there. Okay, and just above the burner, right? And then what happens, here you can see the large copper sulfate crystals, they are obtained, isn't it? So this is how you have to make the crystals of copper sulfate. Okay, now the crystals of other substances such as alum, all of you know what is alum. In the process of loading in class 6 you have read about alum, isn't it? So crystals of this alum, or you can say the common salt or any other kind of salt, they can also be prepared in the same way. Okay, the impure common salt which we use for cooking, isn't it? If you just take some amount of common salt, you will find that their structure is crystalline, isn't it? Sugar, the structure is what? It is crystalline, isn't it? So it is also purified by the process of crystallization. So this is all about the process of crystallization. Okay, so this is the end of your chapter, physical change and chemical change. Thank you everyone.